You're a sick bastard. You are truly sick in the head. Not that head.
I think you got a little bit on your mouth.
That's the only kind of girl he can get in real life.
I didn't, guys, could have sworn I was so focused I didn't.
That's the only real sex he can ever get.
I didn't, she was only offering $5. I swear. I took the offer.
She must be high class, because I thought the going rate was 50 cents.
Do you feel immoral now being?
You're a sick bastard. That goes against God. They shall not interspecies.
Welcome everybody to a brand new movie review where we talk about Happytime Murders,
or what I like to call Sesame Street on crack.
Yes, this is literally
I didn't see Dave Chappelle in this one.
This is all street, no sesame. So there you go.
This is we remember the young adult Sesame Street. This is when they get out. This is when they're off the clock.
Let me say this right off the bat. Just imagine us in the movie theater getting ready to watch Deadpool 2, and there is a red band trailer that comes on before the movie, and we didn't know what this was going to be. And then this trailer came on for Happytime Murders.
Me, him, and our pal John, we almost fell out of our seats laughing our asses off.
We couldn't believe what we were seeing. We were like, this is a real movie, and this is actually going to be in theaters. We had to go see it. That was not even a question.
The part that really got us was the part where you see in the trailer where he's servicing a client. We laughed so hard I thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
we were having a great time watching the trailer, and we just knew we had to go see this movie. And you know, look, back in the day when I was a kid, it was all about Sesame Street. I was a fan, man.
This is probably where they are if this was real life.
They would just be right in the gutter.
Big Bird would be some kind of trend. He'd be cross-dressing and be like, he'd be a hooker on the side of the street. Hey, who wants to take a ride on Big Bird?
That's gracious.
Yeah, give a straight.
Oh my God. Now, basically, this movie, it's about this PI detective called Phil.
Yep.
And
the first puppet cop ever.
Yeah, the first puppet cop. He's no longer a cop after an incident happened. And basically this client comes to him and says that, look, I got these blackmail threatening notes, and I want to find out who it is. And he has to go and investigate this. And while that is going on, there is murders that are happening that are basically friends of his and people that he cares about.
You know, one of them is his brother.
Yeah, one of them is his brother, and people that he cares about that are dying, and he's got to solve the mystery of that and also try to see who's blackmailing his client. And along the way, he also runs with a lot of encounter with Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, who was his ex-partner.
Yes, who was his former partner, and sort of a lot of things spin from there. Yeah. And
one little topic note in this.
Yeah.
In this world, what we use every day, aka sugar, is basically crack cocaine to them.
Yeah, it's literally like a drug to them. Yeah,
crack cocaine, heroin, whatever.
Yeah, you name it. It's their drug of choice.
They'll do anything for it.
They will do literally anything.
I can imagine the grocery store is like, no puppet shall not have this.
Yeah, you just wonder what the grocery stores would say, right?
They must have to lock down the sugar aisle.
Oh my goodness gracious. Where do you want to start with this movie, sir?
let's give you a little bit of casting so you know who's in it.
We said Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, you got Melissa McCarthy. You got
Maya Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph in
got Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks in this as well.
I forget the actor who played the actor who's the lieutenant. He played Stanley from The Office.
Yeah, Stanley from The Office.
I
Forget his name in it. Yeah, he's good.
I don't know who does most of the voices. But
not sure about that.
You got Joe McHale playing FBI agent.
Joe McHale's in here as well. It's such a really funny cast in this movie, man. And you know what?
He's not a big McCarthy fan, so.
No, but you want to know what though? The last review that we did where we saw a Melissa McCarthy movie, Life of the Party, we liked that one. We liked her in it, and you know what? Got to give her props because I really liked her in this one too, man.
Really? That's saying a lot.
I really
not a fan of hers.
2 Melissa McCarthy movies in a row where I liked her in. Boy, I must be smoking. I must be smoking crack or something. My God, man.
You got a little sugar under your nose.
But no, man, I mean, I really did like her in it. I thought she was relatable. I thought she had a lot of funny moments. I liked her in it. I did.
I will say this, some of the puppet designs were unique.
Yes, I like some of the puppet designs. They reminded me of stuff almost out of like the Muppet Show or something, like something like that. And actually, that's really relatable because this movie is directed by Brian Henson, who of course is part of the Henson family, who created the Muppets and everything like that. So, I mean, obviously they were going to have some cool designs in it.
I mean, they topic a lot of today issues like prostitutes, drug addicts.
Gun violence,
same related people having offspring,
you name it, they have it all here. And the humor is definitely very R-rated. This is an R-rated movie. I
was gonna surprise when the first puppet that we saw in there, or not the first, probably like the second or third one, like he's swearing out. I was like, holy mother of God, they're letting puppets swear?
This is not a movie for kids.
Oh no.
No, not at all.
If they're gonna watch it, they gotta be at least in their teens, late teens.
Yeah, no way are you bringing kids to this movie, just so you guys know. And I mean,
in a lot of ways, some of the puppets is a racial issue too, if you think about it. Some of the stuff like, puppets are treated like second-class citizens.
Yes.
Even when she mentioned one puppet's color, he's like, "What are you trying to get?"
You're trying to be racist. In fact, this movie sort of lives in a world where puppets are living in society for real, and the idea that they have to.
They're not really taken that seriously.
No, they're not taken seriously at all, and they kind of have to, gain some kind of respect or something through there. I mean, what did you think about the humor? I guess if you're gonna say that.
Well, average. I mean, it wasn't nothing really sparking. I mean, I got a couple laughs out of it, but there wasn't really anything really sparking enough to make it great.
I will say this much. You're going to this movie to see the R-rated nature of them swearing and doing all these crazy, ridiculous things, but honestly, there's some funny moments peppered in the movie, like towards the end and the beginning of the movie, and then there's a lot of stuff that they're kind of throwing at the wall as far as comedy, and a lot of it for me doesn't really stick, man.
I mean, like when one of the puppets gets killed in the beginning, it's like, dogs are a major threat now. I mean, like, if that's true, you try to keep dogs away from all puppets.
Yeah, I mean, there's things in the movie that are really cool and really like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this.
Yeah, especially the part when you go into the puppet porn store. They're making a video, which I don't think that I'll get that image out of my brain. Apparently the main character can't either.
No, apparently not.
It's like, what the hell are you showing?
There's a lot of stuff in this movie that you're just like, what the fuck?
I thought some characters were kind of underused in this film.
Like, if you were to say, like, what characters were underused?
The Elizabeth Banks character was barely used in this movie at all.
Yeah,
she was in it maybe 5 minutes, 10 at the most.
Not too much, no.
And you don't even get kind of resolution with that character at all.
No, not really, especially the fact of she's in on something towards the end, but we won't go there. You get that. I think, again, this movie is unique in that you've never seen this type of stuff before in a movie theater.
Sugar-addict puppets.
And I think I liked it in the fact that it went places where you weren't expecting it to go.
Yeah.
But as far as like really like the most outrageous comedy you've ever seen, I don't think so. I've seen more.
It's like somewhere dead in the middle throughout all of them.
I've seen more outrageous comedies than this.
I've seen worse. I've seen better.
Yeah, I've seen both. I've seen both sides of it. This is not exactly the most craziest thing I've seen, but it's not the most tame thing either.
Mean, most movie I could probably relate this to, where it's like an outer world type thing. It's the same world, but it's a little bit different. I'd probably see at least one of my more favorite movies, and I know it's one of your more favorites, is like Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yes, Killer Clowns, but you know what this movie also reminds me of, and I just thought about it now, but I think that movie is better. Cool World.
Yep.
Back in the day, Cool World, which I thought Cool World actually...
I think it's still one of the better movies of the day.
Cool World is actually really great. I really love that movie, and I think that movie is a little more better and a little more sort of oddball.
Yeah, more of a fantasy and a realistic time at the same time.
Yes. This movie is trying to do something like what Cool World did back in the day.
I felt like more of this one was more reality than fantasy.
Yes, and even though you get those way out there ridiculous moments, it's still steeped somewhat in reality. So
I will say this: they do have a definitely weird thing when like a puppet gets injured. I'm like, oh, my stuffing's coming out of me. I'm like, there's no way you can transfuse that. I mean,
no, I don't
think so. They get destroyed, they're dead.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, I think the acting was pretty good in here. I think actually the puppetry was really cool.
Yeah.
I just think the movie is kind of average in the fact of just not having the type of comedy that really I wasn't gut laughing. You know what?
I think they like when we saw the Red Band trailer for this.
Yes.
I think they used up all the good stuff in that.
I think a lot of the good stuff was in that trailer, and I think this really, at the end of the day, it really wasn't like the outrageous comedy that I was really hoping for. It was more of like an in-between, as you said.
I mean, I will say this will make me look at some things never again, like Sugar and Silly String.
And Silly String and
Velvet.
And Velvet. Let's just say this. Sometimes the carpet doesn't match the drapes.
Oh, Lord. When she did that, when you see that part in the trailer, or the part in the movie when she does the Basic Instinct move, I'm like, I saw these two chuckling because they were like, oh my God.
I just couldn't believe Sharon Stone, eat your heart out. You know,
she got one up by a puppet.
One up by a puppet. But no, I mean, as I said, it's average at best. It's one of those movies. Go in with kind of lower expectations, and I think you'll probably enjoy it.
Let me
more.
ask you this.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this is it's technically a spoiler, but I won't say what it is.
Okay.
There's one character in this movie who have a transplant of a puppet organ put in him.
Yes.
I'm like, how does that even work with a human being? I don't get how that works in this movie.
I don't really know how that
if you see the puppet get blown apart, they're all stuffing inside. I'm like, what, she got like a stuffing liver?
Yeah, it's very weird. Look, at the end of the day, for me though, I will admit, like I said, I think you go in there for the comedy, and I think Melissa McCarthy does a pretty good job with this movie. But I think again, it just, a lot of it falls flat, unfortunately.
I mean, if they could have done this, I mean, I won't say this was a horrible movie or this was a bad movie.
No.
I mean, this should have been more of like a Netflix Nights type thing. If anything, make this a TV miniseries.
Yes, exactly. I do agree.
I thought that would have worked better than a movie.
Yeah, I mean, what are your final thoughts and grade rating on the Happytime Murders, sir?
Pretty much covered, basically. I mean, it's like, if this was the real world with puppets like that,
yeah,
our world would be crazier than it is now.
I do agree, sir. I do agree 100%.
I'd have to give this movie. I mean, it was funnier than I was. I was expecting a real laugh riot. I thought it was gonna be like at least a B plus A movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, now that I've seen it, it was an okay movie.
Yeah, it's an okay movie. Yeah.
I'll give it probably solid C+.
Okay.
What about you?
You know what? I'm probably going to give it the same. I'm going to give it probably a low C+, maybe closer to a C. It's a good movie. I'm glad we watched it, but at the end of the day, I sort of sat there thinking to myself, I'm thinking like, I've seen more outrageous stuff. I've seen more crazier comedies.
It's hard to do these types of movies.
It's hard. It's a great concept. It's a really interesting concept to go see in the theater, and it's something that's going to get people to go, but I think that it falls a little bit under expectations for me, and I think it goes a little bit sort of
I can
lower
say we're
average.
giving it a better review than some of the ones I've seen online.
Yeah, I do think we're giving it a little bit better, but it's just average at best, I would say.
And it was an interesting concept for a movie.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This has really piqued my fascination for puppets, guys, and oh my God, she is so beautiful, aren't you? Oh, and look, somebody else decided to join the party too.
He's having his first threesome. Oh.
Oh my God. Oh, Bob, I gotta get in this. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, you can give it a thumbs up. This is Film Fan 108. He's having a menage a trois with some puppets, which she wished she had in real life. So, see you next time. You're a sick motherfucker.
Ooh.